let's talk about why the characters aren't connectable. I'll talk about why I might have difficulty connecting with the characters, and maybe you can say why you might have difficulty with the characters. So for me, I guess Galadriel is just kind of whiny. So she starts out very pouty, very, very sure of herself, like, no, I'm right. And at this point, there's nothing really that separates her from any of the other elves, as far as I can tell. She's just in the hierarchy, the command structure. She's a little bit higher than everybody else. But there's nothing, like, overtly obvious that she's better, smarter, more compassionate, more capable, until they give her weird little things to do, like murdering a troll more easily than the entire fellowship company could do collectively against one troll and a handful of goblins. So that's not a great intro. And beyond that, she only pursues her interest the entire time. She is so sure of herself the entire time, pretty much without evidence. Like, she actually ignores evidence to the contrary oftentimes that her way of going forward is right, particularly in regards to Halbrand come Sauron. If I could figure it out by, like, halfway through or something, I don't know where it was when I finally figured it out, but I don't know, somewhere around halfway through I started suspecting. So that was pointless. Or Galadriel is just a pointless character.
Yeah, she's a useless character.
She's flat. She's fairly emotionless actually as an actress. She doesn't connect well with the other characters on screen with her. Like, she doesn't share well, period. As a character, she's very, very sure of herself, and arrogantly so, and annoyingly so, and pointlessly so. Doesn't actually get her anywhere. Halbrand, obviously sketchy from the first moment we meet him. Somehow he survives this multiple catastrophes that are totally nebulous and made up, as it turns out, as well. Who are these people he's roped in there with him? We don't know, but they're probably helpless victims of his machinations in the end of the day. The weird sea creature that killed them, no idea what that was about, but that was convenient as hell that it showed up so that only they would survive. How convenient, and yet they survived. Just like somehow she swims for millions of miles and doesn't die or drown. I mean, fuck, I know elves are immortal and have great stamina, but there are limits as far as I know. And then let's think about Halbrand himself. So he's sketchy right away that he survived all that stuff. He instantly has identifying marks that she recognizes as being part of the Kingdom of the Southlands, which I don't know how she would just have that memorized, too. What the fuck does she care about the Southlands? She's been up in the frozen north chasing down leads with her companions.
Yeah.
But whatever. She's an elf and old, so she might know things that I don't account for. And then he has the whole annoying hero's journey type thing where it's, I refuse the call to action because I've seen and done evil things, and I couldn't possibly bear to face up to that and start over again. To, well, fuck, shucks, I guess you got me. I guess I'll go and save my fellows down in the south. Oh boy, heck. And then instantly betray the whole thing. And then she starts finally being like, I wonder if this mysterious man might actually not be who he says he is. And then there's these, like, genealogy scrolls. And, of course, this genealogy scroll is a straight line, which is really weird. Like, how fucking inbred is this family line? And if... all right, so for context, those who are playing for the home team back out there, a straight line on your genealogy tree means basically your parents and your aunts and uncles have continuously been banging to create you. So that's how you get those weird things like those Habsburg facial features. That's how you get, like, Down syndrome rampant running through your family, other just physical and mental problems. So don't be like that. So that's just a really stupid thing that I wish they had. It bugs me. Doesn't really matter that their genealogy is on a straight scroll, and I know it's a straight line because they showed us the bottom part of it. So don't tell me it's sideways, you fools.
Yeah.
And they also read it, like a scroll, like, hear ye, here is the inbred lineage of Halbrand the douche.
The douche. Yeah, you're right.
And he is kind of a douche, too. He's kind of a douchey pretty boy who whines about his place, and all he wants to be is be a craftsman. All I want to do is, like, create order in the world. All I want to do is forge these rings of power and control you. Like, it's so annoying. Anyway, that's Halbrand. He's annoying because it's obvious that he's not a good guy. He's too pretty. He's falsely humble, which is the worst kind of humility. It's the worst kind of boasting, I should say. It's like passive aggressive boasting, It's like the boasting where you leave post-it notes about how great you are.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I made sure I made your dinner just so that you didn't have to, because I know you're not very good at it. Like, man, thanks, douche. Anyway, let's see. That's just 2 of the characters.
What about boring
Now,
Gilgalad?
who?
Exactly.
Yeah, actually, all the elven characters are super flat. He's only, and only one of them has long hair.
Yeah, it's Gilgalad. He's the only one that has
Yeah.
long hair. It's so fucked up. I mean, Celebrimbor has short hair. I mean, Elrond has short
Dude,
hair. Arondir has short. Arondir has like a military cut, for fuck's sake.
Well, Arondir looks like Tuvok, man. The way his facial expressions and everything.
Yeah, and he's the wrong skin tone. He just is. Like, elves are pale.
We're just
like,
gonna be real honest, guys. Like, it's a thing, and Tolkien didn't have cross-country pollination going on in Middle Earth. Like, it just wasn't. It's the British Isles, basically. There's no Africa to trade with. There's no, like, Asia to trade with right now, as far as I know.
No, well, okay. If you're going far to the east, you know, like the Haradrim and shit like that, then you do
Why
actually
would they
get
be elves?
Oh, sorry, not elves. No, you're right. I just thought about, like, the other part. But no, elves though. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they're all gonna be white as sheets.
All right, so then we've got, let's talk about Arondir and Bronwyn, because they're sort of connected. Their stories are kind of connected, right?
For now.
But, like, all right, so Bronwyn should have died a bunch of times. I don't care who you are. You can't get a broadhead arrow, a barbed orc arrow, through your chest in a period of time that equates to sort of the medieval period, where germ theory and medicine don't really exist.
But come on, you have special seeds with an elf.
Oh, but that's like, that only works with Ethelos, and that's because it's like Aragorn and stuff.
And actually, Ethelos has lore behind it too.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's actually a thing. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
the elfin seeds.
Bronwyn should have died. I'm going to motivate the troops, and then I'm going to give up in front of the troops, and then I'm going to re-motivate the troops with Arondir, is such it's a terrible trope, and they're going beat for beat for that crap in Helm's Deep, which pissed me off when I saw it in Helm's Deep, and it still pisses me off now. You would never have a conversation about your troops' lack of courage in front of those troops while they're actively walking the ramparts up, waiting for what you are now telling them is sudden death, and they're not ready to face it. And then you have to say, well, if they were this to be our end, I will make such an end as to be worthy of remembrance. So you're going to have all that stuff. You want to talk your troops down, and you want to motivate them all in front of them multiple times. That's what fucking Bronwyn does too in that tower. And then they mount the worst defense ever, so pointless. See, it's just so frustrating. So even if she were a good, and okay, she's also way too clean all the time. Yeah, every other Southlander is gross and nasty and sketchy looking and shifty as all hell. And then you have Bronwyn wearing her perfect, like, blues and pastels, looking very pretty and innocent, with her kid Theo, who, if his name is Theoden, it sounds Tolkien-esque. If it's Theo, it sounds like it came out of, I don't know, you should be serving me a kebab somewhere.
Yeah, you're right. The name does just take you out. You might as well call him Chris.
So, moving on, we do have Elrond. Not terrible. He doesn't look like Elrond, you know, for being an elf. I think they would have tried to make him look kind of like Elrond, the Hugo Weaving dude.
And his hair is the wrong color, too.
Oh, all their hair is just stupid. Well,
he's raven hair.
The hair just looks
not blonde.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, they got that. They got it right in The Lord of the Rings. Yeah. I mean, actually, they got all the elves looking right in Lord of the Rings. You know, they had Galadriel and.
Galadriel, they got.
Gimbor,
they did so perfectly, even like, you know, with the Christmas lights to sparkle in her eyes to reflect the light of the 2 trees and shit like that. I mean, they use those beautiful practical effects to make her glow.
It looks so good.
It does, yeah. Looks like a real person, not just like a real elf, not just like a person who is cosplaying as an elf.
It look otherworldly, ethereal. Yeah. And they did the same thing with Arwen.
Yeah.
And to a lesser extent, Legolas. They gave him all kinds of things that he got to do, like walk on the snow while everyone else was sinking in, being able to run sort of fleet of foot, see far.
He does
very, like,
do symbolic
elvish things.
acrobatics, though, especially when it comes to that
some of
horse
that
scene.
CGI stuff. Oh my god, that's awful. Guys, if you ever want a good laugh, like,
That's
it can be forgiven just, like, watching it in passing during the scene. You may be like, whoa, that's kind of cool. He, like, grabbed onto the bridle and he swung right into the saddle. Well, if you look at the direction that he goes the opposite direction that you would actually want to go. So it would have fucking snapped his wrist or his elbow or his shoulder or all three of those things. Yeah, so he flips the back the wrong way, which looks really stupid. And when you slow it down frame by frame, it's just awful CGI of its time. And then let's go back to another CGI part with Legolas's bullshit. Let's go have him surf down the stairway of a rampart and shoot his arrow at, or bow and arrow at a bunch of orcs down there. Like, first of all, where is it? Why is that stairway there? Why is there a stairway that leads out to the outside of your keep? That seems dangerous.
Well, no, that's on the inside of the wall because they've already breached.
Oh, they've already breached it.
Yeah.
Still, I think it's mostly there just for... I mean, even so, you'd still want most of your stairways behind a wall, not in front of a wall. If you can have multiple layers, your keep is the last layer. You wouldn't want many stairways probably on the outside of it. You want to have those on the inside, protected by, I would imagine, gates or doors.
Well, no, he's on the deep,
anyway,
he's on the deeping wall. He's not in the keep yet. When
he's
he
on
does
the
that.
outside of a wall. He's on the orc side of the wall, not
yes,
not the
but
light side of the wall.
but that's because they've already broken in. So both sides are orc sides.
Why is there? But why is? Yeah, but he's still.
It's a bad scene no matter what.
Yeah,
like I don't like it either.
We're really arguing about pedantics.
Yeah, we are. Like it's stupid that
it looks really dumb. Him surfing down there and shooting them.
Him using his bow and arrow that long too is retarded. Like you don't use a bow and arrow in close quarter combat. No one does. It's a dumb move.
Like even the most basic RPG games know that ranged weapons work best from a distance, and melee is just sort of, you get like melee weapons are for up close. It's called range fighting, and even game designers understand this.
Yeah.
So we went kind of far afield, but we were discussing like the characters and why I don't like them. So I think I've exhausted that on my front. Now, if there's anything you would like to that I missed, because you got more like this is wrong because it's contradicted in lore.
Well, okay, yeah, like so like take away all like the personal bad choices for character and hair design and costumes are more or less okay, and acting ability and the rest of it. Like Galadriel very much does not fit anywhere in the lore because
ironically she actually looks the most like an elf though.
She does. Yeah, she does.
Can you imagine if they had given her a butch haircut?
Ooh, that would have been bad. Just
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was ready.
No, yeah, no, yeah, like that would have been bad. But no, yeah. So like, Galadriel, like, she's at this point in her age, or in her age, in the second age, she is definitely not this massively arrogant, pricky, woolly-headed, strong arm of a woman, or elf woman, whatever you want to call her, who thinks that she's absolutely right in all respects and is completely train wreck through everything because she's like freaking warrior who's been training. Like she's like Glorfindel style power, which makes no sense. I mean, like Galadriel never she did fight in a few battles. One that you can definitely say for sure is during the first kinslaying, she fought against Feanor and the first party in defense of her mother's people in Aquilande. So like so she definitely fights there. But by the time she gets to Middle Earth, and especially after the first age with her tutelage in Menegroth under Melian and becoming a really wise leader and understanding pity, understanding the fiery temper that she had needed to be quenched a bit. So like all these personal growths that led her into like the second age when she is dwelling with Celeborn, depending on what story you take it from, in Lothlorien or in Lindon. Like she's a much more wisely queen, even though she's not a queen at this point because Gil-galad is like High King of the Noldor, and even in the third age she's not queen. She's like the Lady of Lorien, but she's not a queen of all elves, or even Queen of Lorien either, because that's just not quite her. Yeah, that's just not her bag. Even though she does lead. So like, let's say, yeah, like it doesn't make sense for her to be this fiery and this impulsive and this just straight unlikable.
Blinded by ambition and by her own arrogance. I mean, she really overlooks all the character defects that Halbrand, all the red flags. Like, boys and girls, if you're dating and someone throws up red flags like that, just cut and run, man. It ain't worth it.
Yeah.
It'll turn out to be Sauron.
Yeah. Because in the
mortar all over your bedroom.
Because in the lore, Gil-galad and Elrond and Galadriel were very, very weary of Anatar when he first came. But in Eregion, Celebrimbor and the Smiths of Eregion were so excited to have a boatload of new knowledge that they were completely willing to overlook the warnings of the king and a couple of the other wise to, learn this new craft. And, we saw how that worked out. So, like, you even know at this point that she is wiser than this. And so, like, yeah.
And she doesn't show any of that wisdom until the very, very end when it's essentially too late. And then she's like, well, actually, now we'll get a tripod because checks and balances with threes works really, really well.
Yeah, exactly. I would say, I would say she has no wisdom in the end because she realizes the plan is Sauron's and she still elects to go for it.
In fact, she triples down.
Yeah, she triples down and like, we're gonna make one
no,
we
have to make 3. Like, we're not gonna make 2. Fuck that. We're making 3.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that leads... I guess we're far away from the character, but the Mithril thing in the rings. Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah. That just makes no sense. Like, this... Mithril is no part of the rings. It doesn't need a special ore with the special quality of gold and silver from Valinor to create this special ring.
And giving it the light of one of the Silmarils is pretty ballsy, too, right? That's not really how it works.
No. Mithril is just a special ore. The light of the light of a Silmaril, that makes no sense. I mean, like, no Belrog and Elf ever fought over a Silmaril that was like housing in a tree. I mean, like, as I've said many times, there are 3 Silmarils. One of them is in the air, one of them is in the ocean, and one of them is in the cracks of the earth. So, like, very stated where they are. So
it just seems to me, and you can correct me, that the whole tree thing is just trying to call back to the trees of Gondor.
Yeah.
They're trying to make sure that we get the trees are important, and trees represent the health of the society that they're planted within. The tree of Gondor will only bloom when the king is back, and therefore the country will be healed. And as the tree in Numenor is bleeding its leaves, or
Nimloth,
the tree and wherever the hell else is getting all sickly. It's just tree this, tree that. Fantastic.
Yeah. Which in that respect is okay. I mean, not the elven tree in Lindon because that makes no sense, but Nimloth, the white tree in Numenor, bleeding petals as the Valar are displeased, and the tree itself being, because one of the kings prophesied that the tree will wither when Numenor, or like when the tree withers, Numenor falls, something like that. So like that right there is okay, but not the elven part of it, because that like linking their immortality to a tree makes no sense. Having all elves have to abandon Middle-earth makes no sense. It's like I mean, Middle-earth has a lot of freaking elves, and not all of them are Noldorian, and not all of them recognize your authority. Like,
yeah, there you go. Yeah, good point.
Like, what? Why? So, like, yeah, they really do make out that like all the elves are from Valinor and came from Valinor, and all follow the same king, and like there's a whole.
And they all speak Quenya.
Yeah, and they all speak Quenya, exactly. Like, there are multiple elven races here. There's multiple languages. There's multiple sundering of elves. There's elves that are so far removed from the high elves that you almost can barely even call them like the same category of elves. There's a whole fucking lost tribe of elves somewhere in Middle-earth that has, well, as far as you know, never been, or as we know, never been touched by the outside. They might just be completely still in peace upon where they awoke hundreds of millennia ago. There's just way too many just to say, ooh, all elves need to leave or else they'll all wither and die. All right, cool, mate. Give me a good reason.